everyone, this is Lori from the Crafting Auntie back with you with another project. This is a design team project for Carolyn Musings on Etsy. She also is on Facebook and a Facebook group called One Way Journals. So I have recently done a video on how to create the Sherlock Holmes cover, and that's what I'm using for this project here. I've done a little different with some different leather in a blue tinge because, as you can see, it's got a lot of blue in it. So the kits that I am using are Victorian Blue and also His Comforting Grace. And the colors just go so well together. I've already put these signatures, got them prepared. I covered the inside that I did not do on the previous video. But I will link that video below so you can see how I constructed this out of mailers and how I created the leather looking paper from packaging and doing a momigami treatment on it, and then also doing the spray stains on it. So I will link that below if you want to know how to create the outside cover. So the inside is just covered with some paper that I get off of Etsy. And it's just beautiful marbled coffee dyed and color dyed paper. It went so well with this. So what I want to do right now is to show you how I want to finish the cover. Now I've already added a piece of leather here, which is going to be for my closure. But I want to add some things to the front of this before I actually add on the closure. So I've got a couple of pieces. Now this is also, I think this is called Shabby Blue Journal covers. I will be linking all of the kits below so you'll have them. And what I did is I printed one on regular paper, 32 pound that I usually use. And I'm going to be kind of tucking it in under here, the leather pieces, kind of like that. And then this one I'm going to pop up on top. But I also am going to be adding the closure, which the closure are these little posts. And they're pretty easy. You can all cover the inside, do the outside, do everything because you just poke a hole and then they screw together. So let me show you what they look like. And I did use the same closure when I did the Sherlock Holmes. So I'm going to do the same thing on this. So it's just a screw closure. You just unscrew it and put one piece up and the screw will go underneath. So you'll have a post, you can see that, and that's going to be what's going to come on through here, and then we'll make a hole eventually. But I want to go ahead and get the cover on because I may have to make a little opening for this since I'm popping something up on top of the paper that's going to be going on the front here. So this is my plan, is this is going to go on here, so we can go ahead and do that. And I also have created a little flower top that I want to put on top here that kind of matches this. So this is just a doily. All I did was run some thread through it and kind of gather it up and sew a button on. So I'm going to put this on just to give it a little bit more dimension. And then we'll do some other things as well. So the first thing I want to do is to go ahead and get this glued down. I'm going to be using my Fabrifix. And then we're going to add some pop-ups. Let me grab some of the pop-ups. And then we're going to put this on, and then we're going to work on putting on our little closure. Okay. So now this is going to go on here and we'll match it up. And then that gives me an idea as to where I'm going to be putting my post. So I think I want to punch a hole right about here. I'm going to make a little mark with a pencil. And I'm just going to use my large setting on the crocodile. And it is in a spot that does not have any of the puff tape. And I'm just going to give it a little punch there. Hopefully that's going to give me what I need for the closure and post. So now we can peel the backings off of our puff tape and get this secured on. Okay, main thing I want to do is making sure I'm lining up these leaves out here. And then the rest of it should fall into place. Right about like that. So now we've got a little dimension there. You can kind of see it there off to the side. And now we can figure out our post. So get my little post here. So you only need a smaller hole for this part, which is the screw part, to go in. I don't know if you can see that. So I think I'm just going to use a pokey tool for that. There we go. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that right here. So that's poking up like that. And then you just take the other part and screw that on. And that gives you the post closure. Just tighten it as best as you can. So now what we're going to do is make a hole in this. But we want to make sure we don't make it too large, because as you put it on and take it off, it will stretch a little bit. So I'm going to use the small setting of the crocodile, and I'm just going to center it. So just center it as best as you can. Let's see. I'm going to come down probably like a ½ inch. Let's see if I can show you kind of what I'm doing here. And I'm just going to make a hole. Now this is going to be too small, so you just push it on, just like that. And I wanted to make sure that I had enough space for this to grow, because we're going to be putting some things on the inside. So as this grows, then this will stay. And so having it a little bit loose like that is fine, because we still don't have any of the decoration inside or any of the things that I want to show you what to make to put inside. So next I want to go ahead and add a few decorations. So I have this that I just made, very, very simple. And I have these buttons, and they look so cool on here, and I want to give it some dimension. So I have a few of these. Thought I would space out, maybe like that. And then I also have a few flowers to add on. I wanted this to have a lot of dimension. This kit is so beautiful from Carolyn's that it deserves to have all kinds of goodies that make it look beautiful. Okay, I think that looks pretty. All the different colors of the blue, they just go so well together. Okay, so I'm going to put the cover aside, and then I'm going to show you how to make a couple of projects to go inside. Okay, what I've done is I have printed one of the pages from the kit, and then I have cut it 2 inches by 2 inches. And what I want to do is make these little envelopes. And then with these little envelopes, I'll add some fussy cuts that I have over here, some that I had just cut from some of the pages that I shrunk down or cut out of some of the pieces of ephemera that come with the kit. And I have a stack over here, and I want to make a loaded belly band. So what I want to do first is do the envelopes. So I'm going to have them all be this way. They'll be glued shut. You can also do them this way. You could tuck something in there, but my plan is to have them this way, and we'll just glue them shut. So all you in the world you do, this is the way I do it anyway, is fold it corner to corner and just give yourself a little crease there, and that shows you where the middle is. Fold it the other way and do the same thing. Now you can also measure, you can add a little pencil dot, whatever is comfortable for you. Then all you do is take your sides of it and put them point to point into the center. Fold up the bottom, and you want to fold it up just a little bit more and make sure that it's centered. So you have something like this. Then you're just going to fold the top over and make sure it's centered, and then we're just going to glue it shut. So I'm just going to use my art glitter glue, and you don't need to worry about getting in on the inside because we are not going to be using it as an envelope. We're just giving it a mini envelope look. So I'm just going to close these up. And let me go ahead and do this one. You don't even need to trim the edges like you normally would if you were going to make an envelope. You would trim this down and give it those, release those corners. But we just want little baby envelopes just to use in our project. So I want the little points from the envelope to be facing outward. So I want to see those. So I've got that. And then I have just some butterflies that I've cut out from various pieces of ephemera. I have a little bird, I have a teapot, and I'm just going to build a, I call it a loaded belly band. Just do it the way you like it. And then all I'm going to do is start kind of gluing some of the pieces down. I'm just adding a little bit of glue, just kind of glue them together how I want them to look. So that becomes our belly band. It's a loaded belly band. So we've got that, and it measures about 7.5, which is perfect. So now you can go ahead and continue gluing down. So I'm just going to add glue on some of these areas. You can also add pieces of fabric, or you can add your cheesecloth or anything else like that. So I want one for each signature, so I'll be making another one off camera. So the next thing I want to do is we'll do a couple of dangles, and then we'll also do a couple of page tabs. Okay, I wanted to do some little page dangles to go inside. So what I've got is some of the ephemera pieces that come from either the Victorian Blue or His Comforting Grace. And I have these scriptures. So I have 3 of these. And then I have these decorations that I want to use to make these little dangles. And also this piece of fabric here that I'm going to cut into some strips. And then I have some charms. So I want to use these Jesus charms. And also I have a dragonfly. And I have a rose. So I'm going to add these on to these little dangles. So really simple to make if you've never made them before. So I'm just going to cut a small strip. Actually, I'm going to tear it. Okay. So now we've got that. Pull some of these strings. I like that look. I like to have the stringy kind of look. And then, let's see, do I want it longer? I think I want it a little longer. So I'm going to cut it here. Fray that bottom. So I'll put that there. And then I want one of these, kind of like, I think I want it to where the scripture, I think, is the front. So let's see. Let's do it like this. I think like that. Then I'll use my crocodile, large setting. Put a hole through all 3 pieces, making sure you're getting all 3 of them. And then because these are eyelets that I have are just a little bit larger, I'm just going to increase the hole a little bit with my pencil. Add my eyelet and secure that. So I've got that. Use my bulb pin. Add my charm, making sure it's facing the right way. That. And put it through. The eyelet. And there we have our little dangle. Okay, for the page tabs, I use this punch. And if you fold it, then you'll get the whole tab punch like this. And so I punched some of those out of another paper that I printed from the Victorian Blue on cardstock. And I'm got a little piece of cheesecloth here I'm going to use. I'm going to use a little bit more of this fabric. I've got some buttons and some thread. So what I'm going to do is cut a little strip of this. Hopefully tear it if it's not too tiny. Yeah, that works. And then we're going to add a little piece of this. Just Extend it out a little bit longer than the page tab. Glue that onto here along with a piece of cheesecloth. That doesn't have to be very big, just something to give it a little bit of texture. So we'll add this and this to here. And then we're going to add a button and some thread. So first of all, let's go ahead and glue these pieces onto our page tabs. So I'm going to just add some glue right here to the edge. And we'll add our fabric. Still want to see the page tab part here, so I'm not covering that up. Then add a little bit more. Add the cheesecloth. I love the textures. So we've got that. Next, let's pick a button. Let's go ahead and do this one. So that's a cute color. Perfect for the kit as well. And then I'm going to take some of this thread. Just wind it around your hand. Whoops. Line thread here. Bunch that up. And I want to put that here. And then the button. So I'm going to add glue. Hopefully that will hold down the thread and the button together. Just like that. And then this can still go over your page. So this is your tab, and this will go over your page. I'll use this one. I have a different punch as well, but I didn't want them to be too far out. Just do them different, whatever you want for your journal. Okay, so I'm going to let everything dry. I'm going to make some more of everything that I just showed you what to do. And then we'll come back and we'll start doing some decorating together. And then I'll finish off the decorating and we'll do a final flip through. So I'll be back. Okay, I have added a few things to the cover. And I have worked on the inside some, adding some of the things that we did together into the first signature, and then I created some more, and we will add those together in the second signature. But a couple things I do want to show you is I did add some resin to a couple of the flowers in the front. I also added a couple of these little bows. So that was the addition that I did there. And let's open it up. So I'm going to show you the whole journal as soon as we're done, but I have added laces to the edges of the pages throughout the whole journal, and then I've added some of the pieces that we have done together. So I thought we would just move on and work on the second signature and start adding some things there, and then we'll do a final flip through. So here, this is the second belly band that I made. So I want to add it on the same page in this part of the journal like I did in the first part. I think it really just pops here. And so the only thing you have to do is to put some glue at the top and the bottom. And then that creates our belly band. And again, you can make these with anything, really. You can even add lace underneath and then add these on. You could add a piece of coffee dye paper and then add these on, but I kind of like the look of them just with the with the fussy cuts and then with these little envelopes. Okay, so we've got that. So let's see what else. I've put a few things in here that I think might work. So I put this together. This is 3 pockets, so when you put it together it all matches up, so this looks like a beautiful clock. Carolyn has done an amazing job with that. So I don't think I'm going to put anything underneath this because I do like the coffee dye staining coming through, and the colors go well with this page that you can journal on. So all I'm going to do is glue 3 sides. I've also prepped all the tags, adding eyelets to those that needed it, adding some ribbon. So after we get these in and this is dry, then we can start adding all the goodies to it. So put this here. So now you got 3 pockets. Okay, so we've got that. Let's see. And okay, I was going to do a pocket here. I have these doilies, and I think they go really well. So I have this blue one, and I have these cream colored ones. And then you'll see what I've done in the other signature. So I think what I want to do is layer these up. I'm going to glue this one completely down. I'm going to glue this one part way down, and that will create a pocket, and then we have our pocket here. So just glue this one down. You just get creative. That's kind of what I wanted to do, was just get creative. So I'm going to glue just this bottom part and across here and along this bottom area. And that'll give me a little pocket. I have some small tags, so hopefully that will work. And I'm just going to layer this down. Just like that. And then we'll add this on top. Alright. And let's see here. Okay, I have this one here. I'm not going to put anything underneath. I think all of this just really makes this one pop, so we're just going to glue this one down. So this is a simple one. I'm trying not to add too awful much, but you still do have a lot of writing space. Here's the center of our signature. Don't want to put anything there, but I have these envelopes, and I thought it might be fun to add one of these here, but open it at the bottom or the side is what I was thinking. If I open it from the side, I could tuck in some things here, or if I open it from the bottom, you could tuck one thing in there. And actually, I have something I believe I could tuck in there. So I think what I'm going to do is just open the bottom part, and then let's glue this down on the other side. You could make this into a tuck if you want to. I don't plan on it. I'll leave this open for writing space. And then I am going to glue this shut. If you can see me here, but I'm just going to add some glue right here and just close that opening up. And that way we have a pocket here. So I have something in mind. But I have been thinking I want to decorate this a little bit. So let me see, what do I have? Oh, I know what I can put on here. So in one of my videos, I did some frames, and I picked out a couple of these that I thought went well with this. And we can make this into a pocket. This was a tag, a larger tag, and I cut it down to go in here and to peek out through the window. So I'm going to just ink up this frame. Again, I've used walnut stained distress ink for this project. I think it warranted that little bit of darker color because of all the darker browns and then the deep blues. Okay, and then all I'm going to do is glue this on here, and then we're going to create a pocket here. So I think what I'm going to do is put this right about here. And let's put this right here. Now when you flip this up, you also have a writing space underneath there. The paper's a little grungy, but you can still write on it. Okay, so we've got that. You could decorate the back if you want to and leave it. And then here, I thought about doing, Carolyn has this in the kit. This is a waterfall. So it has Be Still and Know That I Am God, Psalm 46:10. Then it has a beautiful picture, writing space. Got kind of stuck together here. Just putting them all in order I wanted. Another beautiful picture, and then I am sufficient in God, 2 Corinthians 3:5. So what I thought I would do is then put this envelope on here as another tuck, but that it could fold over and kind of hold this in place. Yeah, just a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to start with the back. And then you just, she has it all marked where you fold it. I did print on the back just a very neutral color. So we'll put this on. And I'm just kind of centering it as best I can. And as you do them, I'm working from the back forward. This is the way I want them. You would just lift this up, glue this down, and make sure that they stay aligned. And then let's put our envelope on. So I'm going to just kind of come down here, and that will kind of hold that in place. And on this side, I'm just going to glue about halfway down, and that'll give us a little tuck spot. Okay, so we have that. And let's see. Okay, I want to do another doily spread here. So we'll do the same thing that we did on the last one. Okay, so we have that. And then I thought I would just add 2 little pockets right here. So basically what I did on the first was about 3 pages in, I added the first tab. So I'm going to do basically the same thing. 2, 3. So let's add our first tab here. So these are the others that I made off camera, and the other ones I put in the first signature. So we can just add this on here. Gives it a little shabby kind of a look. And then let's see, how many pages did I go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So on 6. So let's do the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let's see, let's use this one that's got the beige. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's add. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. Our last one will come down here. So here's our dangles. These are the ones I made off camera. Basically the same thing. So we have 3. So let's find some of the laces in here to add them to. Okay, so I'm going to add one right here. And all you need to do now is just open your bulb pin like this. And then I'm just going to weave it kind of through the lace, and then toward the top I'm poking it through the paper, trying to get it as high up as I can, and then just close it carefully. And then that way it kind of keeps them inward a little bit. So when we close this up, this one needs to just get moved a little bit. There we go. Now it can go kind of inside. So when we close this up, we don't mess them up. So I have this lace. So let's go ahead and show you how I do that. So I'm just measuring it, cut it off. And then for this, I am going to use my Fabri-Tac or a Fabri-Fix, whatever it is that you have, some kind of fabric glue. I put it on and then lift up the page so you can make it even. So I'm just moving it about until I have it the way I want it. So there we have that. Okay, so we'll come back to that after it's dry. But let's add one of these to this lace here in the back. I think this time I'm going to come inward. Hopefully get it tucked into some of this lace here. Yeah. Okay, so we've got that. I also have this, which is another waterfall, and I thought about putting it in this front signature since we have a waterfall in the other one. And so I'm thinking here. So I had an idea, see if this will work. I had an idea to add a piece of ribbon underneath, like this, then add the waterfall, and then hopefully we can just tie it closed. So I'm going to add some glue. Okay, and then I have all of these, and I'm going to be putting them in order. So let's see. I think I need to go up to the top here. Not sure how this is going to work, but I'm just going to start winging it and glue it down. So let's just glue it down, and then we'll figure out what I need to do. Yeah, I have way too much ribbon, so I'm going to pull this up. So let's see if we can do this right. I'll hold that down. And then I think I'll add something to the bottom. I think I have another decoration here we can add right here. That will cover that up. That'll work. So there's always ways to work around things. After I put the ribbon on, I kind of really realized that I had way too much ribbon for the size of the waterfall. So let's just put this right here. And that takes care of that. Okay, so let's go ahead and start filling up some of these pockets and belly bands. So for the belly bands, I have printed out a few of the music journal pages from Praise Journal, and this is another one of Carolyn Musings. And so this one is Count Your Blessings, and there will be showers of blessings. So I thought what I would do is kind of fold this to slip in there. So I think I'm going to fold it much I need to fold it. I think I probably need to fold it right about here. And I printed these on vellum. Give us something different. And then I'm going to fold it backwards so you can kind of see the name of the song. Let's see how this works. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to put one here and one in this one. So there's that. Okay, so let's go back to our second signature. So we've got that. And we have our pockets here. So I have a bunch of tags. I also have our other dangle that we'll add on. So I have a bunch of tags that I have already prepared. So let's add this one back here. And then here, let's add this one. I used the same ribbon all along through this. It's just some ribbon that I think came from Joann's. I'm pretty sure. So that's what I used. So here's our tab here. And let's see. This is our next pocket. So let's do this one. Ecclesiastes 7:9. Another of our page tabs. Okay, here's our frame that we created into a pocket. So let's add that there. And then in here, I thought I think it's the same height. Might stick out a little bit. But I think I'll tri-fold it. So let's just kind of do it in thirds. You could cut these in half if you wanted to, but I wanted to keep them all together. So let's just slip this in here and it can peek out like that. And again, you've got journaling space underneath here. So here's where we need to add our last dangle. And then here, this is our other waterfall. So this is holding this down really nicely. So we've got our waterfall here. And in here, we can tuck in a couple of pieces of ephemera. So let's just do that. Over here, we can tuck in one of these. And then here, let's tuck this one in here along with another one. And then I think we're at the back. So at the back one, we can tuck this one, tuck this one. I think I've used everything up. Okay, so let's take a look at our little chunky journal. So see how the spine will move with this. Even though the leather is on here, you still have a lot of wiggle room. So now when we go to close it, this will be a lot more bulky but secure and a nice squishy journal. Okay, so let's do a final flip through next. So here is our journal. We added some flowers. I did some resin off camera, added some bows. We did the buttons. We did this little cluster here. And this is very simple to use if you have some fabric doilies. We have our leather spine. We did, and I will be linking the video where we did the cover, which is the Mamagami, which is this on packaging. And then here's our closure, which is a post and a piece of leather. It's been stitched all the way around, and then all the leather has been put on with brads. This is from the kit, which is the Shabby Blue Covers for journal covers, and I just tore around it so we can open it up. And when I tore around it, then I printed another piece on cardstock, and then we popped it up. So we did that. Open it up, and here I added this pocket, added a butterfly, and added one of the dangles that we made together. And I put this tag right in here. And I'll just flip through it quickly so you can see everything. Gorgeous papers. Here's where we added the music underneath the belly band that we did together. Some of this is paper that has been coffee dyed. I did it a while back. I'm not super crazy about coffee dyeing, but I did have fun adding some food coloring to this one. So this one I did make, and my sister, she does all the coffee dyeing. She likes to do it. So whenever I run out of stuff, I always ask her, and she's always gracious to do that. So here we have three pockets here. And I added all the tags, added some butterflies from my stash. We have lace here, another one of the dangles. And here, got to get the charm down here where it belongs. Sometimes they get kind of stuck. So there we go. So we have this, and these are all scriptures. This is paper that I do get off of Etsy from Pink Willow Paper, I believe it is. Here's our tabs that we did together, and I added 4 in each signature. Here's another one of the frames that I just cut a tag and put on here. I added a butterfly and then also made it into a pocket. So these, I will link the video below for that as well. More papers, beautiful lace. I put these in with elastic, so I can trim these down now. I think we're pretty good on the size. So these can be removed, especially for writing. So if you're a journaler, this is really a nice way of doing it, is adding an elastic closure. So here we have 2 eyelets and 2 eyelets. And the only thing you need to make sure is that they're higher and lower than your signature, so you don't have them cutting into your signature here or here. I love this. This is so gorgeous. This paper is beautiful. So we have this one. I have all of these tags here, and I decided not to do eyelets or ribbons. You can still, but I thought, well, let's just do some without. It's already pretty bulky with some of the other ones. So here is how I did the pocket here with the doily, the same thing we did with the others, and then the pocket behind. So you can just load them up with whatever you have. Here's another page tab. Colors of this paper is just gorgeous. Here's where we just did this waterfall. So we've got the ribbon here. So just make sure you kind of space out where you need your ribbon. So I did that incorrectly, which you saw on camera, and so I covered it up with this, and I made sure that I could still use this ribbon, so clean it off. But I would just kind of figure out where this is going first, kind of lay it out carefully, and then you can kind of determine where you need your ribbon to close this shut. So that'll stay nicely there. And see, it adds a lot of bulk, which is why I'm glad I didn't put any of the ribbon onto the other tags. So here's another one of our dangles, and this is just super easy that we did. I wanted to do some simple stuff for you so you can have some quick things you could do. Another one of the tabs. This is an envelope which houses this little card, cast all your cares on him. So I just tucked that in there. Place to write here. Beautiful envelope. And then on this side, I added a doily, and I added another one of these decorations as a pocket. And then I did this side of the envelope as a little tuck spot. So we've got that. And now we're in the signature that we just did. So we have lace, lots of writing space. Here's our other belly band with the music, vellum music, and then here's a tab. Gorgeous, gorgeous papers. Absolutely love them. Here's our 3 pocket. So when you put it together, it all matches up. Looks like one photo. Carolyn does an amazing job on that. His grace is sufficient. 2 Corinthians 12:9. And now may the Lord of peace himself give you peace at all times and in every way. He does give us peace. And then we have this tag. So some of the tags are from His Comforting Grace. Some of the tags are from the Victorian Blue. I just thought they just needed to come together. Here's another one of our dangles. This one is John 14:1. Let not your heart be troubled. Ye believe in God, believe also in me. And that's Jesus. And then we did this pocket, added this tab, put this tag in here. Oh, gorgeous. The 2 kits go so well together. Because this is from His Comforting Grace, and I believe this is from Victorian Blue. I think. I'm not really sure. Another pocket here. And then here's this gorgeous paper. You could add other things to this. You could even add a sheet of coffee dye paper on top, maybe a thinner sheet, and then you can write on this as well. Here's our other tab, and this says, Joy comes in the morning. So this is a beautiful, I think it's a poem. So it's gorgeous. Here's our kind of our double pocket here. So we have our frame. I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. Philippians 4:13. There's another one of these frames that I made, and I just cut down a tag to put in there. And then we made this flip up with a pocket down here where I added another piece of the vellum sheet music. And then you can write underneath and over here. So you still got a lot of writing space in that. Here's another one of our dangles. These are ones I did off camera. Blessed are you who hunger now, for you will be satisfied. Blessed are you who weep now, for you will laugh. Luke 6:21. That's the NIV version. And then here we did this. I am sufficient in God. 2 Corinthians 3:5. Little writing space. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10. Then this envelope, added a couple of little pieces of ephemera in there, and that comes over and holds this down pretty good. You can also add a little paper clip if you want to. On this side, I just tucked in a little tag. Another one of our tabs. Another one of our dangles. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and save those who are crushed in spirit. Psalm 34:18. And then here we did another doily pocket. I added 2 of these tags. And then here we are at the back. I just tucked in a couple of these pieces of ephemera and tag. So that is the Victorian Blue and His Comforting Grace journal. What I like about this is when this is done from the monogamy and the sprays, it really feels like leather, or it just feels different. So again, here's the back, and I will link the video below where we did this. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I surely did. I loved working with these kits. I loved all the scripture that's in there, and it just was quite a blessing to me. So I hope it's a blessing to you as well. So go check out Carolyn and Musings. She has her Etsy shop. I will be linking that below. I will link all the kits below. And also you can check out the Facebook group that she has, which is One Way Journals. And if you create something with her digitals, you can always share a picture or something of what you've done and how you've created it. So we would love to see that. Okay, you guys have a great day. God bless you all, and we'll see you at the next video. Bye.